Conrad was a conscience like any other whose main purpose was to assist bodies that needed it. However, one job he would be assigned would change the course of his life. Following a series of escapades that we will not be getting into for legal reasons, Conrad began to rethink his role and his life's purpose. This existential questioning, followed by the overseer's demise, would ultimately leave Conrad in taking the reins and the role of overseer, which leads us to where we are today. So, Conrad, or should I say the overseer, thank you for joining us today to answer some questions and let the public know a little bit more about you.
Yes, of course. I'm happy to have the opportunity to clarify some things and to answer any questions that the public may have.
Perfect. I love to hear it. Now, I suppose I should begin by asking how the role of overseer has been treating you.
Well, being the overseer obviously comes with its perks. Good morning, sir. I take it you want your coffee the same as usual? Yes, of course. This is Patrick. Hi. He's been a great help in helping me get adjusted to this position, as well as getting the media's support on this big change. Anyway, where was I? Right. Being the overseer comes with its perks, but also comes with many drawbacks.
Oh, I see. Well, could you get a little more specific?
Yeah, of course. Well, at the start, there was the disobedience and the retaliation.
Conrad, why do you want us to release all the emotions?
Because I believe the emotions deserve to be freed. They can do a lot of good for us.
And who are you to tell us what to do?
I am a person who needs a coffee. I'll be back in a minute. Then came the hate mail.
Hate mail. Hate mail.
This one looks promising.
Dear Conrad, I would like to say that you going from a conscience to the overseer was a bold move. Thank you. And allow me to offer you a piece of advice. Suck on my... Okay. Well, sir, I would like you to know that putting that in your mouth is unsanitary. So, get help. In fact, allow me to send a conscience right over to sort out whatever issues you got going on.
Like, seriously, the sheer amount of free time some people have to be able to write this stuff is unbelievable. Anyway, after that came the controversies, not solely about me being a conscience, then becoming the overseer, but also about my first action as the overseer, which was freeing the emotions.
Now breaking, once conscience, now overseer. Going by the name of Conrad, he has announced that his first official action as overseer is to allow all the emotions to be released. Is he trying to kill us all? Is he secretly an emotion in disguise? Is he secretly my father finally returning with the milk? Who knows? All that and more tonight on the news. And now, the weather.
Well then, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself? That way people can find things about you that they can relate to, and that way we can all understand our leader a little bit more.
Yeah, of course. So I started out the way all consciences do, as programming. I was part of a very specific group of consciences that were never made to go past the programming stage. I was in there with like 10, give or take, other consciences. And out of that whole group, only 2, including me, were functional enough to be able to communicate and think. The other one, though, barely spoke. I only knew that it was functional because it only said 3 words. I wanted a way out. So eventually I found one. And I have been in that body ever since.
Oh, sir? Arnold Brown's body has requested assistance. Alright, I will head over there right away. Aren't you gonna send a conscience over to help? Yes. Uh-huh. Of course. I will send a conscience over to assist Mr. Brown.
One thing I quite haven't gotten used to is sending people out to do what used to be my job.
So, would you consider yourself an independent person who prefers to get things done yourself?
For the vast majority of my life, I would say yes. But there was one period in my life where I wasn't quite all alone. I passed initial inspections, and I got by conforming to the consciences around me. Then I would be admitted to the academy, which is basically conscience boot camp. There, all of my plans would be changed.
Say, have I seen you around before? You look awfully familiar. I'm just kidding. We all look the same. I'm Oscar. What's your name? I'm A009. Oh, we're going by given names. Very well then, I am A072. But I go by Oscar. Do you go by anything? I go by what I was given. Or you may call me Conscience. But I'm a conscience too. How would we differentiate between each other? Well, I suppose that is your problem. You're funny. Would you want to hang out sometime so we could get to know each other a little better? No. No, I would not.
At the start, part of me envied Oscar. He just acted the way he wanted to, without any fear of repercussions.
Welcome back, Joey. You see, another change I've made is allowing consciences to pick their names as one of the first things they do autonomously. Isn't that right, Joey?
My name is Daryl.
The next step would be to allow the consciences to choose their outfits. That way we have something distinct to connect the names to. Daryl, are you serious? A name tag is such a lazy way of differentiating yourself from everyone else. But I digress. So, how did the mission go? Is Mr. Brown satisfied?
Actually, I was too scared to even finish the mission.
You see, what sets me apart from all the other consciences is that while they return traumatized by small everyday occurrences, I have seen and experienced practically everything. So I'm well prepared for any issues that may come my way.
Dang it! Why is this so hard? Whoa, how'd you do that? Well, Conscience.
It's Oscar.
You've got to focus on what you're teleporting rather than your fingers. Okay. Okay, maybe you should chill out with that. Yeah, you're probably right. Hey, I know you're not big on hanging out or whatever, but I feel like there's a lot more you could teach me, and maybe I could help you have a little fun. Perhaps that wouldn't be the worst thing.
Now feels like a good time to ask, when were you given the name Conrad?
Well, I wasn't actually given that name. Hell, A009 isn't even my given name, it's just the body I happen to inhabit. But I did start calling myself by that name around near the end of my time at the academy.
What do you think of the name Benji? That name feels too juvenile for my liking. Yeah, I suppose you're right. What about Bernard? That one feels a tad bit antiquated. Okay, look, we've been at this for 15 minutes. Could you try to think of something? Or would you rather go by Conscience for the rest of your life? Fine. I shall go by Conrad. Conrad. Wow, that's real clever. You took the first syllable of conscience and put rad at the end of it. You know what? Times I feel like you're messing with me. I can assure you, I am not. Yeah, I know. Pardon me, consciences, but Benji Oliver Bernard has been facing emotional outbreaks for the past few days, and A009, I believe that you are... he actually goes by Conrad now. Right, of course. Conrad, I believe that you are up to the task, so do you think you could go over there and handle it? Of course, sir. Very good. I will allow you to make any necessary preparations. Actually, seeing as this is my first task, would you mind if I brought some assistance? Right. Of course. And your name is? I'm Oscar, sir. Right. Oscar. Okay. So, I'm Conrad. Yeah, he's Conrad, I'm Oscar. Right. Yes. Conrad and Oscar. Other way around. You... For the Overseer's sake, you two will go deal with the emotional outbreak in Benji Oliver Bernard's body. And please change clothes or something. It's so difficult to differentiate all of you consciences.
Conrad, it's been 20 minutes. You know, I never took you as the type of conscience to overthink what you'd wear. You just put on a blue blazer? Yes. Is there anything wrong with that? No. No, there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel it's lacking a little pizzazz. Well then, what would you have done? So, I hear you've got escaped emotions. Well, I got the guy for the job. Oscar, you do realize that our jobs require us to be strictly professional. Yeah, I know. But I can assure you, I will be strictly professional in style. Fair enough, I suppose. And that is how I got the outfit you see before you, with some additional accessories to further emulate my new position as the overseer. Conrad, sir, about Arnold Brown. Yeah, let him know I'm sending another conscience right over. Well, that's just it. He requested you specifically. So it seems my work as a conscience is not quite over yet, because apparently this job is too unsettling for new consciences. But I can't blame them. I can't even say that I've never been afraid a day in my life. There was one time when everything just became overwhelming, almost too overwhelming for me to even handle. Hello, sorry for the disturbance, but is this Stuart Stevenson's body?
Yeah, it is.
All right. And by chance is Oscar in there?
Hey, I know that voice.
Conrad, is that really you?
No, but really, is it actually you? These sunglasses have really affected my vision.
Yeah, it's me, Oscar. Well, what brings you around here? Right, it's important, but we can't talk about it here. Emotional outbreaks have become a lot more frequent in recent days, where emotions from one body would make their way into other people's bodies and commit acts of violence. But the chaos does not end there, because the fear of emotions being loose has led to people's imaginations running rampant and imaginary entities being created that are dangerous and also commit acts of violence. And we are expected to go out there and contain all of those threats before they become bigger threats, as we are amidst a war. And I don't know if there's anything that can be done. I'm sorry. It's just, there's so much going on. And we as consciences are expected to be the line of defense to put out the fires that they started. You're right. Wait, really? I must say, I'm surprised. I expected a lot more optimism coming from you. No, about them being able to make more of us. I mean, we've developed so far to the point we can feel things. You're proving that we can feel fear, anxiety. We're close to human. at this point. The only difference being that we have power. You're right. We have the power. We just need the numbers in order to have a chance at counteracting all of them. Exactly. Well then, let's find our creator.
The conscience developer is dead. Someone found his body stuffed into a cabinet this morning.
Couldn't you find a replacement?
He was the replacement. The original guy was someone along the lines of Trevor Dominic or something. He was let go shortly after the emotional outbreak started, and he tried to get a job as an interviewer, but he was allegedly killed at his first gigs. Before I forget, there's a lot of chaos going down in Jacob Harrow's body, so if you two could go check that out and deal with whatever's going on there, that would be greatly appreciated.
Mr. Brown, you requested my help? Yes. Excuse my sudden request, but my situation pertains to you rather closely. Are you aware of who your creator is? No. Well, he was a man that went by the name of Trevor Donovan, and he was a good friend of mine, both in this world and the physical world.
Well, I was not expecting that.
Much like in here, out there, he was an inventor. But he didn't invent consciences, although I was led to believe he was on the precipice of something greater. He was a brilliant man with brilliant ideas, but the only thing stopping him was he lacked funding. His family was lower middle class, so they weren't exactly scraping to get by, but he still lacked the funding necessary to fund his ideas and fantastical inventions. His life, however, would change, arguably for the worst, once he met Elizabeth. Every time he saw her, he was infatuated by her. And that was no different in our world. Internally, he also took a liking to her, and that distracted him from his work. Then things got stranger. His internal body, the one that developed the consciences, such as yourself, started going out with Elizabeth. I always thought it was odd that his mind would be living out a relationship his physical body would never be able to experience. You see, Elizabeth was part of a wealthy family, so in reality, the chances of her knowing who Trevor Donovan is, let alone going out with him, were close to zero. But nonetheless, I would see his mind going out with supposedly Elizabeth's mind. Yet, in reality, Elizabeth would never know who Trevor Donovan is. From there, things would go downhill. He would face numerous issues with the consciences he was developing, many of which surrounded Elizabeth. Then he would later lose his job of developing consciences, and then he would lose Elizabeth. Elizabeth would die to the very consciences that he developed. After losing his job, he came to me looking for work, and I gave him work. I tasked him with creating training tapes for new bodies.
After losing Elizabeth, I didn't feel he was in a good mental state to work, but he insisted on getting the job done, so I couldn't stop him. And he was allegedly killed at his first round of interviews. And as for his physical body, the Trevor out there wouldn't amount to anything. His infatuation with Elizabeth would become resentment as he realized that he could never reach her, and he would gradually give up on his work. But even if he had come back to it, the competition had grown so much greater as he delayed his work further. And years later, he would be found dead on the street, with no one aware of the amazing things he was capable of. Right. I went into my library the other day. That's where I keep all my creations, including the tapes. But after Trevor was presumed dead, I told myself I would never go in that room ever again. But I don't know if it was some gut feeling or some nostalgia trip, but I went in there and I found the tapes, but they appear to be tampered with. And upon watching them, I know who they were tampered by. Trevor isn't dead. And even when he was pronounced dead, part of me couldn't believe it. Before Elizabeth and all of that, he had this drive unlike any other. He could conquer almost any obstacle to accomplish the goals he set out to achieve. And something tells me that there are still goals that he was yet to achieve, so there's some part of him that refuses to die. Would you mind if I saw the tapes? Of course. I will get them ready for you.
Starting out way back when I was simply just programming, I never cared to know who my creator was. All I knew was my purpose, to help people, and that's where all my focus went. But now that I know who my creator is, frankly, I'm glad I didn't know him all that time, and I wish I never knew him at all.
This place is so dark. That means that this body is corrupted by something. Corrupted by what? Something tells me that that's what we're here to find out.
Conrad? What is that? Is he dead? For the sake of our jobs, I hope not. And for the sake of our lives, I hope he's nice. Poor Jacob. You're left with nothing. No one who loves you. Abigail didn't love you back. Your parents never even loved you as much as your brother. What's that? You'll have to speak up. Or are you too afraid to stand up for yourself? Shut up! you're still the pathetic weakling you've always been. And you're gonna die all alone. You hear that, Jacob? You're gonna die alone. Just shut up and leave me alone! As you wish.
Conrad? It's making noises and moving. I know, I can see it too. Well then, do something. Get rid of him. Oh. It's not working. Something's resisting my power.
Move aside.
Of course, sir. Oscar, what are you doing?
That's odd. You should also obey me. Unless... Life is full of defects now, isn't it? But you would know that, wouldn't you?
What? Oscar!
There's enough for you two. Say goodbye, A009.
5.
Oscar,
4.
are you okay?
Yeah, But when he hit me, I think he infected me with something because I feel weird. I feel like...
3.
I feel like... I hate you so much! I hate you. I...
2.
Get out of here!
No, I can't.
Now!
Okay, when I get out, I'm getting help immediately. Don't worry.
1.
So that was my first time formally meeting my creator. Granted, I didn't know it was him at the time, but even upon first impressions of not knowing exactly who he was, I still felt some form of connection to him. Like, recognition of him is embedded in my programming somewhere. I don't know. Conrad, there you are. You're fine. Let's go.
There you go. You know, you're lucky to be alive. Although I suppose that's my fault for sending you two into a body that was on the verge of the unspeakable. Where's Oscar? Whoa there. Okay, you're a bit disoriented. Just go back to base, and they will heal you up just fine. Oscar's still in there. I need to go back. Conrad, I'm afraid I can't let you do that. He's in there and he needs help. Conrad, you can't. I need to save him. If you go in there, you will die! Do I make myself clear? I don't care. Oscar, it's safe now. Can you wake up? Oscar, this isn't funny. Please wake up. At that moment, looking at Oscar, or whatever was left of him, I couldn't feel sadness. Oscar. At least not in the way that humans do. For one, I don't have tear ducts, so I couldn't cry. It felt like the most emotions I've felt all at once, yet I felt nothing at all. So I just sat there and let minutes turn to hours, and I never wanted to leave. Until something peculiar happened. Hey, you know if you stay here, you'll die. You're an emotion. And you're a conscience. What are you doing here? I'm doing the same as you, I'd hope. Hiding. Why would you be hiding? Same reason as everybody else. People are dying. Because emotions like you are killing people. No, not me. And not all of us. A lot of the emotions are scared, just like everyone else. This is a scary time. I would know. I'm fear. We as living human beings should strive to progress, keep going, evolve. We all want a better future. But you all wouldn't give us a chance, so some of us saw an opportunity and took it. And now here we are. You know, we're not so different from all the other body parts. Each individual body part still feels things, and therefore people can feel things internally, but we, as emotions, help people to feel things externally, which is equally as important. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'd ask you to come with me, but something tells me you're perfectly content right where you are. But I just want you to know that we all have the capacity to make positive change in the world, to make a better future. The future that we want. I just hope you see that life is worth living sometimes, and even though things are difficult now, you can make it better.
I didn't think much of it at the time. But in hindsight, emotions are the most human things out there. And subconsciously, I would carry that information with me. The emotion war would last another, 5, 10 years, give or take. But, well, in actuality, the war never truly ended. Sure, the emotions were locked back up, and imaginary entities were left to fade into obscurity, but the war never had a formal conclusion. Regardless, life would go on as normal, or as normal as it could possibly be, and I would go back to my job as a conscience, with the additional job of preventing any future conflicts from occurring that could be on the same level or worse than the emotion war. And yeah. However, there was one job, a good while prior to Hayden, that I feel is notable.
After all of the memories we made here, he's moving us away for a stupid job!
What if we don't adjust well in a new country? What if we don't make any friends? What if our plane crashes? What if our uncle is taking us to a place to sell us in order to support living in a new country?
Whenever we think we're happy, life always decides to change things. People leave us behind. We leave memories behind. So why even try anymore? Why even live anymore?
How did this all happen? Charlie's dad died a few months ago. And I felt like Charlie was starting to feel better. But then just now, his uncle gave him the news that they're moving away. Charlie is leaving the country that his parents raised him in, and he feels like in doing so, he's leaving all remnants of his parents behind. I'm supposed to always follow policy, but perhaps I can make an exception just this once. I'm trying. Really, I am. I've been trying for so long now to keep everything together. But lately everything has just been so crazy. So much is happening at once, and I don't know what to do. I want to figure out a way to fix everything so that Charlie can be happy again, but I just don't know what I can do to help. Then don't. What? How will that solve anything? Don't the emotions need to be locked back up? Well, yes, but it's obviously already too late for that. So, what are you saying? I'm saying that the harder you try to contain all of these emotions, the harder it will be to actually contain them. So don't try. Just let yourself feel. Just let yourself feel.
I have no idea what happened, but I feel good. So, Conrad, before we wrap this thing up, do you have any final comments or anything you would like the public to know?
Yeah, of course. Well, I hope that I have shown that everything I am doing is for the betterment of everybody and that I am just as capable as any human. I have great plans as your overseer in order to not only maintain peace, but also ensure peace for years to come.
And all right, that should be a wrap. So we will let you know once the documentary is completed, and we will have people come by to collect all the equipment and stuff. So thank you again for agreeing to do this.
No, yeah, thank you. Conrad, thank goodness you're back. Patrick was making sure things ran smoothly while you're gone, but then something fell and hit him on the head, and he's alive, but he's knocked out cold. Patrick, you okay, buddy? Somebody get help. Patrick, it's gonna be okay, okay? Patrick!
Help! I need help over here. Someone, anyone.
Hello, Conrad. Or should I say, the overseer. I suppose it is true. Life is full of defects, but you would know that, wouldn't you? Trevor. Good. So my name hasn't been forgotten. Very good. What are you planning? I just wanted to make sure we had our introductions covered before I really set this thing in motion. See you soon. What happened? Conrad? What happened? Hey, Patrick. You just hit your head, but we're getting help. Everything's gonna be okay.